This is an older clip that I'd actually put up in 2022 and took down because I took so much heat for it. This wasn't too long after I first started doing videos. But I want to put it back up and have you watch it because this is actually a horse that you know if you follow me regular. This is Bug. And if you watch recent videos, you know how nice this horse is. She is a finished rein cow horse, kid-safe horse, very nice horse. But as a 2-year-old, she was not. And her future was not looking good as a 2-year-old. She actually put her owner in the hospital and was becoming very dangerous. And I knew the direction that she was going in, and I knew that I had to do something major about it to get her turned around, which is what I did here in the video. And I showed you every part of it, but I ended up taking it down because I took so much heat off of being so hard on a 2-year-old. And the thing about this 2-year-old is she was on a direction of being dangerous, and her future was not looking very good. So here, watch what I'm doing here with her as a 2-year-old, and I'm pretty hard on her. But also, if you watch me recent, you know how good a horse this turned out to be because of what I did with her as a 2-year-old.
I did some blog articles not too long ago about there's only 3 possible problems you could have with your horse. It could be pain, lack of training, or lack of respect. Don't believe it's pain. So it's either going to be a lack of training, which is a possibility, because she is only 2, or it could be a lack of respect and she's just trying to get out of work. So we're going to saddle her up and we'll talk about what we see and go from there. I know she's had quite a few rides. Whoa, that's my foot. Now she stepped her foot right on my foot. She knew exactly where she was putting it. See her pushing into my space? I don't like that. That's lack of respect right there. Lack of respect for my space. Don't do that. I'm not going to tighten it too tight right at one time. Quit pushing into me. Push over. Walk her over here, tighten the saddle up a little bit, and we'll go from there. Back up. She's a little too willing to get into my space. Don't like that. See, she's wanting to fuss there. I think that's what we're working with. A little bit of lack of respect for my space, a little bit of lack of respect for me in general. There's some groundwork things I can do to help this, but I do know that she was kicking out under saddle, so I really want to get in the saddle and see if I can fix some of that from the saddle. I could fix some of this from the ground, but that doesn't mean it's going to carry through to the saddle. So I'd really like to fix it, what I can fix from the saddle, and then see what's left as far as lack of respect on the ground. There we go. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. Come on. Whoa. I know that she was backing up from the mountain block. She was playing that game. See that foot come to me? That's a lack of respect right there. She's trying to get into my space. She'd back off the mountain block. I'm gonna make her work a little bit. She's trying little things to get out of working. She pushed into my space, almost stepped on my toe, backed up from the mountain block. It's all just games to not have to work. This is very common. I didn't say stop. Very common for a horse this age. She spent the last 2 years of her life doing what she wants. Now in the last month or two, she's had to do what we've told her to do. And she just wants to complain about it a little bit. That's really all this is. Alright? You willing to try a little harder? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Tell you don't do it. I'm going to lunge her in this circle. She don't have to move fast, but it's going to be fast enough that it feels like work to her. Alright, you want to try it again? Give her two options. She either stands and lets me get on, and if I get on, I'm just going to sit there and pedal her. Or she lunges around me. Two options, black and white. Her choice. Don't matter to me. Her choice. Whoa. What you gonna do? Is that what you're gonna do? Come back forward. Show you what I want. I'll show you one time. Show you one time. That's all I'm going to show you. After that, it's up to you. Now she's going to throw a little temper tantrum because she's not getting her way. We'll start working our way back over to the mountain block. I've done this before in another video, and I had quite a few comments about teaching the horse to queue up at the mountain block. And I do think that's a good thing for a horse to know. But if a horse don't want to stand still and he wants to move so you don't get on, why would you think a horse would queue up to the block? It doesn't make any sense. Once a horse stands still and lets you get on, yeah, that's fine. That makes sense. But if a horse is trying to avoid being ridden, it doesn't make sense to do that at all. That you're in that situation, you're thinking completely out of order. Horse needs to stand at the block to let you get on before you can teach it to queue up at the block. Whoa. Give her another shot. Like I was just saying, right now, if she doesn't want to stand for me to get on, why would she want to queue up? I'm just going to get into a fight trying to get her to queue up at the mounting block. Good girl. See her shifting her weight back? Give her a chance to stand here for a minute. Good girl. Good girl. See, it's a good place to stand. Better place to be than the alternative. Don't do it. I'll show you one time. That's all you get, one time. Good girl. Whoa. Good girl. Good girl. Isn't that a better place to be? Good girl. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I don't know anything about how this horse was started originally. Kind of gives me the impression it was started a little harder and faster than what it should have been. But I don't know, just guessing there. It's easier to stand still, ain't it? Now I'm just going to sit here. Just going to sit here for a minute, then I'll step down, and we'll do it again. I know she was way out of balance when I swung up there. That was her doing. So if she'd stand still where I put her, wouldn't be a problem. If she's not going to let me help her, then she's going to have to pay the consequences. It's going to be awkward. Good girl. Good girl. Now step down. Good girl. And we'll walk around and step and do it again. You gonna stand still this time? Stand still. Could be a whole lot easier. You're making it hard on yourself. She's got her little temper tantrum, not wanting to be told what to do. Little temper tantrum about getting on. So if she's going to throw a temper tantrum, then I'm going to go ahead and step up there if she's where I can. And she's going to be off balance, and she's going to have to figure it out. She can either do it my way or she can do it her way. My way is a lot easier. See? Ain't this easier, girl? I'll step down. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Good girl. Guess she wants to be camera shy. She wants to face the other way. All right, now she did kick up in the back end with her owner. I might ask her to move around and let's see what we get. I would just stop right there if I had this horse in training and stop there for today. Probably maybe get on and off a few more times and not ride, but I don't really have her in training. I'm helping the owner out, so I want to go ahead and see if I can do something with her kicking out the back end. See if she gives it to me. Alright, let's ask for some trot, see what happens. There we go. I know that she kicked out with the owner when the owner asked for the trot, but I think the work that I did at the mountain block got her mind in the right place so that she didn't kick out with me when I asked for the trot. Now this stuff that she's doing with her head tells me she's been pulled on a little more than what I would like, a little quicker than what I would like. So I'm not going to do it now, but if I had this horse in training, I'd ride her off the halter for a few rides. Just trying to get her to a place where her owner can keep riding, keep going with it. Now, if she's doing that to get out of working, now if she kicks up in the back end or does anything with any kind of effort to get out of working, what I'm going to do is pull her head around to my toe and kick on her pretty hard with my heels. It's a fine line that we have to have here. She is only 2, and she isn't fully mature. But on the other hand, we can't not work her and let these behaviors get worse, because these behaviors are showing on the ground and everywhere else too. Mentally, she needs a job. Job doesn't necessarily, I didn't tell you to do that. I didn't say to do that. I didn't say stop. The job doesn't necessarily need to be hard, but it needs to be a job, and it needs to be as hard as it has to be to make her mind want to behave. I'd rather not work her hard at all, but how hard we work is up to her and how hard she says no. The harder she says no, the harder I'm going to make her work. I suspect that the reason she was pushed kind of hard is because she did have a little bit of no in her. So I suspect that when she was started, she had to be pushed a little bit because she was saying no. And that's kind of what we're dealing with here, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I like that she is giving me effort. We just have to make the effort in the direction that we want. I had a horse in training one time, and I think he was 3 or 4 when I got him. I can't remember. It was a stallion, and he had been to a trainer before I got him, and they did what they could do with him, but he was still wanting to buck. And when I got him, about the first 10 minutes I was on his back, I was just trying to hang on because he was bucking. He could run just as fast sideways as he could forward, and I spent those first 10 minutes of every ride just trying to stay on. And my wife kept telling me, "You need to send that horse home." And I said, "No, if I can get all this talent that he's giving me going in the direction that I want it to go in, this is going to be a really nice horse." And it took some time, it took some work, but it actually, he eventually came around, and it was an Arabian stallion, and I ended up winning a fair amount of money and stuff on him in National Reining Horse Association and Cow Horse. Turned out to be a really nice horse. All I had to do was get his attitude towards work going in a positive direction. He was willing to put work into not working. I just had to teach him that if he would just do what I asked, it was a whole lot less work and a whole lot easier. It ended up being a really nice horse. I think it's something a little similar going on with this horse. She's not trying really all that hard to not work. She's just trying to say no. Pretty typical for a young horse, not a big deal. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and quit for today. Whoa. I'm going to go ahead and quit her for today. I'm happy with what I got. I think a few more rides like that, making the job easy when she's agreeable and making a job hard when she's not, then I think she'll come around pretty good and be a really nice horse. So that's the video for today. What to do with a young horse that wants to say no. Until next time, thank you for watching.